Let the bot battle begin. Two powerful spinners going head to head. And there's a big shot, and Lunar New Year manages to flip endgame. I'm really not sure how that happened, but Lunar New Year is in control to start this fight. Wait, Lunar New Year could afford a loss here. Endgame might not be able to, as Lunar New Year just keeps landing good hits, as punching them around. Endgame has not found a counter yet, and Lunar New Year lands another big hit with that disc. And there's another flip of endgame. Oh, big shot there by Lunar New Year, and attacking the self-rating. Now going for those forks, and there's a big shot. Two of those forks of endgame have flown off. Endgame trying to self-right, but Lunar New Year is happy to keep them boxed in that corner. And what? Oh, and now endgame has been split in half.
9,
what a destructive and dominant win for Lunar New Year, as they will maintain an undefeated record.
1, knockout.
Lunar New Year was in complete control that entire fight, great shots and just keeping endgame on his head. Eventually they got endgame pinned in the corner and just kept landing big hits, attacking the forks, attacking the frame, until eventually endgame split into two different pieces. Let the bot battle begin. Two 1-in-1 bar spinners. This one's gonna be a good one, as Apex has already landed a big hit, and there's another hit from Apex. And there's another big shot there from Apex. Oh, huge hit. These are two potent weapons, and so we'll see how long it takes until somebody breaks. This is gonna happen with somebody. Oh, big shot there, and both weapons break simultaneously. Apex's weapon is working a bit better, but those bars are broken apart. And this could become a pushing match soon, which seems to favor Apex. They are the lower bot. Yes, Apex has the lower ground clearance in this pushing match. The rest of that end of Apex bars come off, but Scimitar has managed to flip Apex. They're going. I don't know what they're trying to do, but but Apex has gotten back up. This is see if Apex is gonna get back into this pushing match. Their bar is what got them caught in the screws. Oh, they take a piece out of the pit. And Scimitar is going face first in that weapon. Apex is still trying to use their weapon. That will count towards them in the aggression category. Should this fight go the distance, that would be Scimitar's third decision of its season. Of its career in this competition. As Apex is just flopping about, trying to get some kind of aggression or control, but now they nearly flipped Scimitar. This is probably going to be a very, very long and boring match, because neither of them can really do anything to each other. But now Scimitar's on this cruise. Now Scimitar's been flipped over. This is a new development. We haven't seen that in this fight. And there's another. Apex is just continuing trying to attack, but now they throw Scimitar into the screws. Apex has dominated this push battle for the most part, but they need to be careful not to flip themselves. Scimitar may not be so forgiving the next time. And Apex nearly gets caught in the screws, but uses smart driving to get away. And really, Apex is just flinging itself. Well, I'm not quite sure why they're spinning the weapon. And at this point, it's not being very effective. Now Scimitar, once again, the screws, but Apex quickly frees them. Apex is just flinging itself all around the box with that spinner, but getting great control and pushing Scimitar around and pushing it into the screws. And two of them there. This fight may in fact go to the judges. Now Apex was gone Scimitar for a little bit there, and this fight will indeed go to the judges. The fight started off with some good action, with Apex landing good hits on Scimitar, knocking them around a bit, but after that massive hit between the two that broke both of their weapons, this fight turned into a pushing match. which Apex for pretty much the entire fight controlled, but they did throw themselves around with the spinner a bit. It's going to be interesting how the judges see this fight. Your winner by 9-6 judge decision is Apex. Let the bot battle begin. Cobalt already on the attack, has flipped Eruption over, got him in the screws. Big hits by Cobalt to start this fight. They know what's up on the line here. Eruption has no counter as of yet, and now Cobalt has already thrown Eruption out of the arena.
9,
Cobalt with
7,
a violent
6,
win, improving the record to 1-2 and keeping their tournament hopes alive.
1, knockout.
Went right on the attack, landing hit after hit, flipping Eruption, throwing it around, and quickly getting him on his side, where he then threw his opponent out of the arena. Let the bot battle begin, Siege Engine underneath, and let the bot battle conclude.
10,
Siege Engine
9,
one-shots
8,
Retribution
7,
for a 2-1 record, my goodness.
2, 1, knockout.
It all just took one hit and the fight was over by Uda. Let the bot battle begin. Oh, big hit there by Extinguisher. Captain Shrederator goes flying, and again, Extinguisher doing a great job absorbing his hit so far, but it's just lost part of its wedge. And Extinguisher going right back on the attack. That wide wedge is doing wonders against the shell spinner of Captain Shrederator. There's a big hit there by Extinguisher. Now Extinguisher gets underneath, trying to get Captain Shrederator in the screws, but ended up with the screws themselves. Fortunately, it managed to slip off before Captain Shrederator could get a hit. That was a great shot by Captain Shrederator, though, jabbing away at where that wedge is damaged. Oh, but there's a counter shot from Extinguisher, and another one. Great attacks here by Extinguisher. You never think it'd be so powerful. It's so tiny, but it's done so well its first two fights, and now he's doing an incredible job here. Now it's underneath Captain Shrederator, throws him into the screws and flips the full body spinner over, landing a few more shots just for good measure here, as Extinguisher will happily take its second win and likely punch itself a ticket to the top 32.
4, 3, 2, 1, knockout.
Extinguisher was in control right from the onset, landing big hits. There were some scary moments in there, but Extinguisher was able to shrug them off and counter with some massive hits, and eventually got propped up underneath Captain Shrederator and managed to throw them into the screws, where they were flipped over. Let the bot battle begin, and the mini-bot box rushes Smee, teeing him up for Grimhund to land a hit. And he does so, but more moves the arena than does anything to Smee. Smee is already in trouble. They're 0-2. They can't afford another loss, and Grimhund and the mini-bot are going on the attack. Grimhund has put Smee on the screws. Now they're landing hits right to one of the Smee's joints, and now Smee is not looking too good, as now they are split in two. Smee's season will come to a violent end, as Grimhund and the mini-bot Grimpup worked together perfectly.
2, 1, knockout.
The two bots worked perfectly together. Grimpup, the mini-bot, teed up Smee, and Grimhund landed the shots that split the wide boy in two. Let the main event begin. An unstoppable force meets an immovable object. Who will come out on top? Gruff looks like he's in control at the start of this fight. But anything can happen when you have as much kinetic energy as Nemesis, and there's a massive hit. And again, Nemesis not disappointing so far with these hits. It's as Gruff is taking an absolute, and Gruff is not disappointing with its durability, and almost gets a lift there on Nemesis. These are two of the toughest bots I have, and they are just duking it out. Nemesis is getting deflected half the time, is landing big hits half the time. And there's a mix of both. Oh, and again. Oh, there goes one of the teeth of Gruff flying out and up onto me. And there's another massive hit between the two, and again, Gruff goes spinning. This is an absolute brawl so far. Gruff trying to get that lifter underneath, but they'll settle for a clamp, and now they throw Gruff. Now Gruff throws Nemesis into the screws, but Nemesis able to get out okay. Gruff unable to get underneath Nemesis after that, and Nemesis just spins back up like nothing happened. Oh, big hit there. Oh, and again. Absolute clash here between Gruff and Nemesis, the most powerful spinner in the competition versus one of the most durable bots in the competition. Probably the most durable bot in this season. And again, he's just getting deflected and then landing massive hits. Oh, just like that! A huge shot by Nemesis, and Gruff, and Nemesis lands a hit to the lifter. If Gruff could remove that lifter, that would be huge, because it is a close fight so far, and I think I'm not sure who I'd give the edge at this point. Oh, and a big shot there. And oh, Nemesis has somehow taken out Gruff's lifter. I didn't actually expect it to happen. I just think I was just saying that would be good for it, and Nemesis has just sealed the damage category unless Gruff can do something incredible. Gruff is still tanking these hits though without its lifter. Or it is still an absolute brick. And now it's up against one of the screws, and now it's near the screws. That would be bad for it. But this fight looks like it'll get close. It looks like it'll go to the judges. This would be, I think, one of the first times we've had two judge decisions in one episode, should this fight go the full 3 minutes. So it looks like it may, but Nemesis has them in his wrist. He's got them over! Nemesis lands one last shot. Gruff is upside down, and without its lifter, it cannot self-right. Nemesis will take its third win via the knockout, ignoring the will of the judges. It was an absolute slugfest. Nemesis getting deflected half the time landing big hits on Gruff. But Gruff was able to get some control, but that was the only really good attack and the only real lift they had. As Nemesis was able to rip off that lifter somehow, I'm not really sure. And then after that was somehow to get Gruff into the screws and flip them over for a third knockout win.